Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and today we're going to be covering some more Pekka BoBat attack strategies for you guys. I know a lot of you guys like this, so I'm going to be bringing some more of it to you guys here. Hopefully you guys enjoy. The first attack we're jumping into is Hex with the Pekka BoBat. You see, he drops a Coco Loon for the E-Dragon, and it's going to get some beautiful chain value here. It's actually going to remove buildings 3 rows deep. And then he uses a Pekka up top, and now you know that the Wall Wrecker is going to be coming in between these two troops that are set in the funnel. And sometimes you have the ability also pop that Grand Warden Internal Tome really early, but in this one he won't. He wants to pop it as a jump through the core of the base. But when you want to pop the Warden ability early, that's when you want to protect that Wall Wrecker so it can keep going all the way through the base, and then the Pekka Ice Golem can actually help take down the Town Hall. So the enemy Dragon and Ice Golem go down very easily, and usually you tend to see Lava Hounds to help try to stop these charges because the Queen has to get stuck on the Hound, and then she gets stuck on the pups. And the Hound is a huge tank, which can take up the Queen shots for almost half the rate, it seems like. Nonetheless, the Queen is taking the jump, helps take down this Town Hall, and she's also going to be able to help take down that topside multi-target Inferno as she jumps through it. And then you're going to see the bats come up and fly around the base from 12 o'clock. So with Pekka BoBat, you just have to think about creating that small little funnel and then send your troops right towards that Town Hall behind the Wall Wrecker and then fly your way around. And a lot of the times in Pekka BoBat, it's a lot of reactional. You're kind of reacting on the fly of where you're getting the value, where's the best case. And sometimes the attacks are never going to be the same, but here, look at that. The bats take down the Wiz Tower because that Wizard Tower actually had next to no health. And the bats actually take extra long on storages, if you guys did not know that. Any other building, they can help clear faster, but storages, they just are slower. Even though they have a lot of HP, yes, but they're just slower on storages. But every other building, they take down super quickly. Next, we have Ghost Rider. This was not in the Clan War League as the previous one was. So this one, you technically could have multiple attempts on. So sometimes they may know where some Teslas or some traps are because this wasn't the Clan War League. But nonetheless, drops the baby dragon to help create a bit of a funnel on the top side. You can see he has the king down south to create the funnel, and then he has a little bit less Pekkas. But this is going to be the case where he's going to pop that Grand Warden Eternal Tome early, because he wants that Wall Wrecker to get further into the base and open up. Look how many layers of walls it has to go through. He doesn't even have a jump spell. So the only way for that Wall Wrecker to go all the way through is to pop that Grand War Eternal Tome, which lasts 7 seconds, and these walls are not maxed. It would take him an extra shot on every single one of these walls if they were maxed. So that's a big difference, having a non-max wall versus a max one, because at level 13 it takes 3 shots from the Wall Wrecker, but at level 12 it only takes 2 shots. So that's huge in terms of timing and health of that Wall Wrecker. Now the Queen is moving through. She's going to help take down the Town Hall. Got so much value from that charge, just took down every single one of those walls with the Wall Wrecker. Down goes the Town Hall, and now comes the bats from about 7 or 8 o'clock, freezes that multi-target Inferno. Some Pekkas on the top side, misses the second freeze, but in the end, a beautiful attack right there. There's the last freeze on that final Inferno and Wiz Tower, while the bats do target the multi and are going to help take this one down. Next is Lex. He's coming in with a Pekka BoBat on one of those bases that you guys have probably seen many times. I wanted to include this one because this is probably more of the common bases that you'll run into when you're in some regular wars. So I wanted to give you a good idea of how to take it down with Pekka BoBat. So he pulls the CC, beautiful job, and he makes sure he pulls it with a ground troop, because that way he's probably thinking there's a lava hound in there so the queen can take care of it early, because he'd rather not face it as he's charging into this base. And I want you to pay attention, close attention to the end of this raid. The reason is because he's not going to have any freezes left over, because he's going to use them in the charge, and then he's going to have the bats come in. And then you're saying, well, Carbon, he's going to have bats come in with no freezes to protect them? Yes, let's go ahead and think and look at how he does that, which is actually pretty cool. Now drops the rage for the queen through the healers, going to help take down the enemy queen. I'm going to use the king to help create the funnel over on the left side there with a wizard on the storage. And here comes the wall wrecker with the Pekkas, and then the bowlers are going to come in right behind. Has to pop queen ability, unfortunately there. There's the bowlers, a little angled so that they do walk straight in. Drops the freeze on the Expo and that multi-target Inferno. Going to have that jump spell that leading into the back end over there to help bring them all through the core. And get ready for the Grand Warden Eternal Tome. There it is. And takes out this whole core right here. Beautiful job, Lex. So he's still moving through. He's not dropping the bats yet. Also, it's a good tip. When you are charging in with Pekka BoBat, you don't want to drop the bats till after you take that eagle down, because that eagle can target the bats, because a lot of times they are one of the most heavily grouped up unit on the base, and the eagle likes to target heavy, large areas of troops on the base. So the eagle might target it. But look at this. He drops all but one of these bat spells here on the edge. There's no splash damage except that wizard at 12. But let's see what he does. Look at that. Drops one bat to distract the Wiz Tower as all the other bats are now flying in. Beautiful job right there. He does lose a handful of them, but that's still a very smart play. If you don't have any freezes, think about saving one bat so you can distract the Wiz Tower and have all the rest of them fly in. Now we have Trevor coming in with another Pekka BoBat. Literally the most popular Town Hall 12 attack strategy in the game. Uses the king over at about 5 o'clock to help set the funnel with a Pekka up at 3. And he's going to charge in with the wall wrecker right there at 4 o'clock. He wants to take this eagle down early, which is one of the key things when you're doing the Pekka BoBat, is either charging into the eagle or the town hall, getting that down early so that you don't have to worry about it later in the raid. He also drops a Coco Loon here to test for some Seeking Air Mines or to pull them. And again, this raid was not in the Clan War League, so it was not a fresh hit. He could potentially know where tramps are if it was, but meaning it's not just going to be hit once if it, like the Clan War League. But the bowlers are moving in with the jump spell right there. Going to see the Grand Warden Eternal Tome. The queen's also going to pull the bowlers over to her. And now his queen is going to get stuck on this lava hound, unfortunately. And she's going to have to pop it. But he's got to take that town hall down. There's the bowlers trying to take it down through that Grand Warden Eternal Tome. Finally it goes down. And now he's going to charge through the rest of the space. This is one of the reasons why the Lava Hound is such a deadly unit on defense, because it stalls your queen up so much. The queen has to spend each individual shot on those pups to slowly take it down, but it looks like she's actually going for that Expo right there. And now she's going to lock back onto these pups right there, but she should grab that Archer Tower. Look at this. There's the one Wizard Tower that's all alone down south, but it's not going to matter, because the queen is going to help walk down there in the end. She still has her ability, drops the bats at 3. Going to have to distract that Wiz Tower with a freeze. Not necessarily distract it, but freeze it. Then that Ice Golem as well freezes. And then he's going to have to freeze that multi as he's flying up and around. Thank God the bats do target that multi next, because the freeze wears off and it helps take it down with a wizard up top to clean up. And then they're going to have to move over to the bottom Wiz Tower. Won't make it through it. but still going to be able to take this one down. And we have Elliot coming in with the Pekka BoBat. We've got 5 Pekkas, 5 bats, 2 freezes, and actually a 3rd freeze because the 2 looked like it came in his clan castle. So he's dropping the 1 Pekka that's going to go up a little bit with a wizard to help take out the army camp. And the king is going to be responsible for down south. Wizard's actually helping clear some of that trash. And then where do you think he's going to send the wall wrecker, Pekka, and bowlers? Well, remember, it's a straight line. He wants to get into that eagle. So he's setting the funnel on the east side. And then you send the wall wrecker, the Pekkas, right in between. He's waiting a little bit on the bowler, so you make sure that they do go in. And now they're going to charge in with that Grand Warden. And look at that. There is the Coco Loon, not only to test for some seeking air mines, but also to protect from those air defense shots as the healers are flying in. They did get damage there. And there is the Lava Hound trying to defend. Get ready for this queen to get stoled up on it, because she's going to have to take it out, and the pups. Pops that Grand Warden Eternal Tome a little early. A very nice job to let that wall wrecker continue through the base, because he actually doesn't have a jump spell. So he's going to have to be sure to make sure he opens up that wall compartment leading into the town hall. He took down those multi-target Infernos, charged directly into the eagle, finds a Tesla farm on the top side, but he's getting tons of value here. He still has 3 freezes with the 5 bats. And take a look on the right side of your screen. That king is still alive. He started at the very beginning of the raid, and he just walked around the whole base. And all the bats were dropped right there as that multi-target Inferno was distracted. Drops the ice golem up top, thinking that the Wiz Tower might get distracted on it. But he does drop a freeze up here because he wants to make sure that Wiz Tower does not target the bats so they can move up and around. Drops a final freeze, or a second to last freeze right there on the Teslas and Wiz Tower. Drops the final one, there it is, on the Wiz Tower. And look at all these bats just going to help clear, take that one down. And did you see that? Minion pulled a red air bomb, which almost targeted the bats. And that's going to wrap up the Pekka BoBat attacks here today. Hopefully you guys did enjoy them. If you did, go and hit that like button, subscribe down below for the daily content, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Carbonfin signing out. Peace.